All right, are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to Broom Talk, the podcast where witches, healers, and magic makers gather to share their journeys, their magic, and their truths. I'm your host, Priestess Mellisa of Enchanted Dragonfly, inviting you to take a seat at the Broom Circle because the real magic is in the stories we tell. So let's stir the cauldron and speak the spell. So I have another magical being with me today. So tell us your name and your business name.
Hi, my name is Kiley, and the name of my business is Verbena Studio.
Nice.
Yeah.
And could you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure. I have a bit of an issue with like narrowing things down. That's what we're working on. So I am a certified life coach, but I consider myself an intuitive life coach. That started when I started reading tarot like 7-ish years ago. So I do tarot, I do intuitive life coaching, I do some energy work with my skincare treatments because I'm an esthetician. And I like to sell little crystals and magical things and jewelry. Need to consolidate.
Yeah, that's all right. It's nice to wear many hats. It keeps you busy.
Yeah.
You don't get stagnant just doing the one thing. After a while, it kind of gets a little humdrum.
Yeah, I get bored.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And where are you located?
I just closed my last physical location. So right now I'm going to be mobile for a while. I am in Sandwich in the Cape, but I'm looking to move further up. And I travel for sound healings and like sound healings with Reiki and pop-ups and fairs and stuff like that too.
I feel like that gives you a little bit more flexibility and you can meet more people and get to do a little bit more freedom that way, right?
Yeah. I'm finding that. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
And how did you start doing what you do?
So I got started with Reiki first because I met a few people that were practitioners, and that really called to me for some reason. So it's actually due to a lot of trauma and a lot of loss in my immediate family. So it was like the same week that my brother unexpectedly passed that I had scheduled my Reiki 1.
So sorry.
Thank you. But I was like, no, I need to go. Like, I need to continue with this, like even more so now. And from there, it just kind of opened everything. So then I did 2 and 3 and, the master level. I teach Reiki too.
Nice.
And then I just tried to study like every modality I could find just to see what it was all about. So.
Yeah, it's interesting how one step in one direction and it just opens up this whole other world for possibilities and wonder and magic.
Yeah, it's Pandora's box, but in a good
really
way.
Is. Yes.
Yeah.
And what type of practitioner are you?
It's hard to think of like a word. I use the word intuitive a lot because I think we all have our own unique gifts, and my gifts is the strongest, I would say, is like claircognizance, so like knowing. So like when I meet people, like a knowing about them, like I'm able to kind of get past walls unintentionally. So intuitive is like the base word that I use. I like the word witch too, but yeah,
it's powerful.
Yeah.
Yes. What is your spiritual origin story or an awakening moment?
So I actually grew up in a Catholic church. I have Irish and Italian family, both Catholic.
Yeah.
So I saw all of that and growing up in it, and it wasn't until like I started listening when I got older, and I was like, okay, so it seems like some people are excluded, and that led me to kind of have my own connection to it. So I still feel very connected to like the saints, angels, even Jesus and all that kind of stuff. But I just don't go to the church anymore or follow any type of, very non-denominational, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, spiritual.
Yeah. All the angels and deities and I believe in, Jesus Christ was around and he was a demigod like Hercules, and
that's
so
a good way to put it.
Yeah, thank you. And I believe that, all of that happened, and you can't believe, I find it hard to believe in just that there's only one, because there's such a vast worldwide belief that if there's one, there's many.
Yeah, and I think you can take pieces from everything. I made a post about that today on my page. As long as you're respectful with other people's cultures and you're learning like the sacred nature of it, but I think you can pick and choose whatever you want, whatever works for you, you know.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
What is your daily spiritual or magical practice like?
I try to meditate at least once a day.
Nice.
That doesn't always happen.
Right.
But I would say breathing is a big thing for me because I also have struggled with like anxiety for most of my life. I used to have terrible panic attacks. So it's like sometimes just taking my hand and like grounding and coming back to like the rhythm of your body and breathing. And that has helped a lot. But I ground a ton. I'm a Taurus, so I'm always in the grass, like watering plants, arranging flowers. So that's very grounding.
Earth girl.
Yeah.
Earth sign,
yeah. The ocean, swimming, all that kind of stuff. Being outside. I'm a nature person for sure.
Nice. Yeah, those are important stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't go out in nature, especially when we're indoors all the time, or if you're working that 9-to-5 job.
And all the technology and stuff, and then we're vibrating like this at the end of the day.
Yeah, you pick up on a lot of energy and stuff just being outside. So.
Yeah.
Who or what inspires your path the most?
What comes to mind is probably the first practitioner I ever saw online, and I just thought she was like so incredible and authentic, and I was like, this is like the dream. Her name's Athena, but her business name is Sage Goddess. Have you heard of her?
I've seen her.
Yeah,
she's
so
good.
She does like, I discovered her a long time ago, and she has like all her stuff for sale, but then she also is a practitioner of all different types of things. And every new and full moon, she'll do like virtual YouTube lives. And I just clung to that, and I thought that was like so cool. And I'm like, she's out here making money with this. I can do it too. And I don't, I know there are some people out there that say you shouldn't use gifts or do healing work for money. And I don't agree with that because I think as a sensitive person, you don't really have a choice in the matter. So regular jobs are kind of harder, like on your spirit anyway, because you end up helping people anyway. So I think you're just charging an even energy exchange for your gifts. So it's still tough. I'm sure you, as a healer, you know how that goes.
But it's true what you say. If you're using your energy, whether you're teaching or healing, that's exchange. I think it's okay to earn a living that way. Even if somebody's making like a spell candle, and you're putting all that energy into it, not just the materials. So in your magic is important. It's not free, you know. And, I feel like if somebody were to do that free, it would drain you really fast.
Which is why I feel like my life, I've worked like every job, like bartending, waiting tables, retail, management, just everything. And it's like you end up doing stuff outside of the job because you're like listening to somebody's life story, and you know what I mean? Like you end up doing that type of work anyway. So then you're like extra drained because you have like 2 different workloads going on.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
Yeah,
absolutely. What was the biggest challenge you faced on your journey, and how did you overcome it?
My family, like story and history and all the loss and grief and trauma, it felt like the odds were stacked against me and like my family for a long time. So I had a hard time trying to get past that, like not identifying with pain, you know what I mean? And even sometimes bitterness, that was more like from my 20s. People that like have it easier and stuff like that, but that's also just a perspective too. So I've had a tough time with that. And also just the anxiety and depression, and I think many people can relate, deal with mental health stuff on some form of that spectrum. So anxiety was the big one to overcome.
And that's tough because you're in your own, you're in your own head, so to speak, right? And you're just like, oh no, wait.
Yeah.
It's good that you were able to.
Yeah, then you choose to do energy work for a living, so you're like, let me grab everybody else's stuff too. But that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to help them.
Yeah, but you do take on a little bit
help them help themselves. Yeah.
What tools, methods, or spirits guide your work?
I like to keep it like kind of loose with like, who I connect with, I guess, on the other side. Like I definitely call in like ancestors. I have a little altar at home for like my grandmother, my dad, my brother, stuff like that. But when it comes to like deities and all that kind of stuff, I'm curious about it and I learn about it, but then I'm also cautious because I don't want to give too much of like my power away. Does that make sense? Yeah. But it's also, I'm kind of ignorant to that world too, because I don't do a ton of like offerings and more so the earth, I would say. Yeah, like the earth spirit, that's like one, she's one giant deity. So literally, so that's true. One big sentient being. Yeah, she really is. Yeah. Yep. How do you stay energetically protected and grounded? Boundaries. So important stuff. Yeah. The people-pleasing days are definitely over. And as I tell people, if you're familiar with the chakra system, I'm sure you are. Once you find your voice in your throat chakra here, it's very hard to shut it off. So saying no is like a magical spell on its own. So learning to allow other people to be angry at you or irritated or what, it's not your, not internalizing everything and taking it personally. That's a big one. Yeah, throat chakra is important. Just put a little filter on so you're not dropping too many F-bombs. But that's awesome. What's one common misconception about your craft or your work? I would say, and I've dealt with some of that resistance, like when I opened my last space, not from everybody, just from some people. There's like a fear attached to it, or that it's fake or it's phony or psychics are fake or that it's like a party trick of some sort, because it's not. And most people that I know of that are sensitive, that do this kind of work for a living, are like have to be very, very in touch with themselves and their emotions and do a ton of work on themselves first instead of the other way around. You know what I mean? Like working with other people before. So sometimes it gets that like negative stigma, or people are unsure of it or nervous about it because they're not necessarily sure what it's all about. And I think the only way to learn for yourself is just to dive in and see what resonates with you. But spiritual people are not weirdos. And, you know what I mean? By any, they're more grounded than a lot of the other people I know, because they have to be, I'd say. Nice. Yeah, that's true. Can you share a powerful or memorable client transformation? I had a couple reading clients, 2 that I can think of specifically. And when they were on the table for Reiki, or I saw them in person, and they were able to let a lot of like emotional stuff go. And then I heard back from both of those people, however many months later, and they had been in like abusive relationships, and they had left and gotten out of the situation and were taking care of themselves. And like, so it's amazing to see people come in like such heavy, dark space, and then just watch them transform. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, step into their own divinity. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, especially if you're trying to get out of a bad situation that can be unhealthy or even dangerous. That's important. Yeah, and as you probably know too, our clients are always mirrors for us. So if they're coming to you with something, there's medicine there for you too, or there's probably some way you could pay something forward to them. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Yeah. That's funny that you say that. Yeah, not funny, haha, but What sacred self-care practices keep you aligned? Well, being that I'm an esthetician, so I have like a like a genuine passion for skincare and makeup and all that fun stuff, and self-care. I'm trying to think. I could be better at it. I could definitely be better at it, but I do work out too.
Nice.
So that helps to kind of process through energy sometimes.
Yeah. Self-care doesn't always have to be a spiritual, it could be a physical aspect to take care of yourself in general.
Spiritually, I do like my house at night looks like you just walked into a church sometimes, because I like candles like everywhere.
I love that. That's lovely. Okay, that glow.
Just have to remember to blow them
the
out.
Practical magic going on.
Yeah, that's actually what I named my business after, is the movie Practical Magic.
That's nice. Yeah. That's a good movie.
It is.
I think they're doing part 2.
They are.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, it's Sandra Bullock, so it has to be good.
And Nicole Kidman is going back.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Go watch that movie. What does success look like to you as a spiritual business owner?
I think success as a spiritual business owner is finding a way to manage burnout, because it is going to come to visit from time to time, but it's just learning how to like not lose yourself in it, and also to be doing work that you truly love and getting paid for it at the same time. Because as spiritual people, like the big thing I think we all have to remember is like you're just as much here on the, your feet on the ground as you are like in your crown and all this stuff. So it's like when you neglect things, like when you don't want to take money from somebody for a session or this or that, it's like, okay, well, do you want to eat? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to kind of like keep our boundaries intact there, because I think due to the nature of energy work, people just get lost with you and go into a vortex, and then sometimes they forget to pay. That's happened to me many times.
Oh no!
That's why I take payment before.
Yes, that's a smart move. Yeah, because it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
for the work that you're doing, it's time consuming. You have to put the session together and the logistics of it. It's not just okay, you're done. It's a lot. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm glad you're making sure you get paid first.
It's a necessity.
Yes, absolutely. Do you follow the moon, astrology, or seasonal cycles in your work?
Yes. So I know that like Wiccan, pagan, Wiccan is the religion, right? It's like a it's a practice.
A practice, yeah. So Wicca actually means I believe it's male witch, and Wick-E with an E at the end means female witch. Yeah. So but for someone to refer to Wiccan, I think it's a certain practice. Yeah. But that paganism.
Yes, because I do follow like the pagan, like the wheel of the year, and observe those cycles. Like I believe in the winter around here, especially, it's a time to kind of like rest and recharge, and things aren't blossoming, and then spring is Mabon, right?
Autumn. It's at the end of it's like the third harvest, so it's in September.
Mabon is in September. I forget.
Beltane. Beltane is beginning of summer. Spring would be Astara.
Oh, okay. Yes. So I do follow all that. The new moon and the full moon I always observe. New moon I usually use for intention setting. Full moon I usually use to let stuff go. And I like to do circles or sound healings, or over the years in business, getting women together and just being magical together.
Yeah, when the women's circle.
Usually everybody comes in hot and vents for the first, because I really think like women in particular need those spaces to connect with each other.
Yeah, it's important, that little bit of sisterhood. Even if it's for the moment or the evening. Yeah, absolutely. And if women spend enough time together, we actually start syncing in unison, right? And it's fascinating.
I know, it is kind of crazy.
What is something you wish more people knew about energy work, divination, rituals, what have you?
That, people that do rituals and people that do magic and practitioner, whatever type of way, it's not so different than a person that practices, you know, some religion like Catholicism or whatever, you know, all the similarities in all of those practices. And I think it's like right under our nose, but most people just don't look into it to find that out. So it's interesting.
Yeah, like because we're all believing in a higher power, a higher cause. What have they, or what have we? And it's just the details that are.
And I think people look at, like, your shop is beautiful too in here, and I love like the purple and the dark colors. Like, I'm always drawn to like purple and black, and I think sometimes people see like dark colors or like the Halloween imagery and think it's dark, but in actuality, most spiritual practices, people work with the shadow too, and that's just observing like the duality of self, and you know, understanding that every single human being, I think, has the capacity for not good or bad, but you know what I mean, like terrible and amazing, and that's like and spirituality just isn't afraid to tap into that. You know? So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're a little more open, and not everything is evil and it's not though, you know. I know there are practices like that work with what you would refer to as like baneful magic, which is like binding and cursing and hexing, and I don't claim to know much about that because it's just I just stay away from it. I don't manipulate free will, so. No, definitely. And it's funny that you say free will. I say that all the time, that it's going against somebody's free will,
and that comes back around, so.
It does, because now you just interrupted the flow of the universe,
right? And you shouldn't do that.
No, I don't do the hexing and the banging and all that either. No. And I feel like that comes from a wounded spot, so
that's
somebody.
True. Absolutely.
Nice. What magic are you, I'm sorry. If you could give one piece of advice to someone starting their path, what would it be?
Use your discernment, I'd say, because the spiritual world, you meet so many people, and not all of them, like we were just talking about, are in it for the same reasons that you are, you know? So just learning who's around you, just to access things from you and manipulate you, and who's truly a part of, like, I guess you would say, your coven in a way, you know, like your true friends and true spiritual crew. Because especially in the spiritual working community, I could say spiritual ego, but I have it too. We all have a spiritual ego, but it's just trust your discernment with that, because if something feels off, it is. That's always a good rule. Yeah,
that's a good.
Trust your gut the first time.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, especially initially, like right away. Just like don't try to analyze it. Just go with it. It's because you like literally feel it in your belly.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. So what magic are you currently brewing in regards to any events that you have? I know new releases we keep a little quiet, but
so now that I don't have a physical space right now, I am going to be doing mobile services. So mobile, like I do facials with, like, I have something called like a crystal Reiki facial. I've done that for a lot of years. Yeah.
Sounds nice.
So that's like the sound bowls, crystals, a little bit of Reiki, a holistic facial. So I'm hoping to start traveling a lot more doing that type of stuff. And I'm building the coaching stuff. And I'm always trying to think of, you know, something new and different to pop up with. Yeah,
that sounds fun. That sounds nice. I feel like I'm just gonna lay back and drool and
it's the best. And then when people fall asleep and they apologize, and I'm like, this is your, you know what I mean? This is your session. Fall asleep.
Well, I think if you put someone to sleep, you're doing something right, because they're just relaxed.
Yeah,
and that's your goal.
Yeah, you want that
right?
for them. Yeah.
Well, one of the goals, but absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I have some fun questions. For you. So what is your sun, moon, and rising sign, if you know them?
My sun sign, I'm a Taurus, Gemini moon, and is it nice? That's the one I'm always like, I don't recommend that. And a Sagittarius rising. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like it. I love the mix, like spicy. Like I would keep my filter on, but I love the fucking earth. Yeah,
It is funny because people that know me or meet me like newly will think that I'm like incredibly grounded, and I'm like, yeah, but that Sagittarius rising streak comes out in those like wild ways, and I think I see that with like, you know, like I like to dance if I go out and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
you know? The Sagittarius is the one you gotta reel in a little bit sometimes too.
I think more than like some. Yes, I think sometimes more than like the Scorpios and
Oh
stuff,
my
right?
God, yeah.
But I think Scorpio sometimes played a little bit cooler, but then
equally as insane deep down. Yeah,
I love it.
aren't we all though? You know. So,
do you have a favorite crystal, tool, herb, or?
I mean, it's like the standard, but I do work with sage all the time.
Nice.
And I like the different variations of it when it's wrapped with like sometimes I'll burn sage to purify, and then I'll seal with like palo or lavender or essential oils and crystals. I love anything that's quartz. I feel like is so like all forms of quartz, which would be like amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz, and I think rose quartz has like a special place in my heart, no pun intended, because it helps you to love yourself. So that was one of the first ones I started working with. I also love moldavite, as everybody does, but I learned the hard way that if you're not ready for that stone, it's gonna send your life into overdrive.
It literally like just amplifies what you're already feeling, what you're already going through, what you're thinking about. It's going to push you to do it. Like, it just opens you right up. And I've seen like a lot of people kind of blame moldavite, and I'm like, no, you're already on that path. It just accelerated you or opened you up to it. And
especially when you're in like a heavier space, because it's like it's going to speed it up to be like, all right, let's cycle through this energy as quick as possible, which can be a lot if you're not ready for it. And I do hear from people, and it's happened to me, that when you don't need the moldavite, like you lose the peace or the, like I've had rings that I've lost, and I'm like, where did it go? And looked for a year and couldn't find it. So
that happens a lot with some other crystals too, where it was in your life to help you at the moment, and then sometimes people will feel like they don't want it anymore and gift it to somebody else. I recommend cleansing it first, so you're not transferring also your energy with it. But
and selenite is one of my favorites.
Selenite's a good one. What's your magical nickname or archetype that you resonate with?
At this point in my life, I think I used to be a lot more like love and light. Why can't we all just get along? And I think through some different forms of like abuse history that I've been through, it's really brought me into that like dark, feminine, like, and I feel so connected to it. Like you read the stories of like the Greek mythology and like the dark goddesses and Lilith and where that is in my chart too. I feel like it resonates, but it's just embodying that, like, I won't use the F-bomb, but like that don't F with me type of energy. And the Queen of Swords in the tarot, which is like, I don't care if people don't like me anymore, you know?
It
took a long time.
But it's actually healthy, because now you have the balance where you're a good person, but you have your boundaries as well. And
we all get triggered with our own stuff and
of course
have work to do here and there, but I don't care anymore.
It's actually healthier to not really care what anybody else is going to think about you, because then it actually like stops you from maybe going down a path that you should have gone down, or making an accomplishment you should have accomplished, or just following a dream that you have, right? So keep doing that. Tea or tincture?
I want to drink tea way more than I do. I have so much of it, it's ridiculous. But I do like loose leaf tea. But I've had a couple tinctures that I got in Salem that were like the most amazing things. I think one was valerian root, which
yeah,
that's a heavy one.
Yeah,
I underestimated the
that would make you go night night.
I can't remember what was in the other one, but they were both awesome. Yeah,
and some of them, they're so delicious though. It's like a little snack.
yeah. There's all kinds of herbs and supplements and things that can help you. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Tarot or runes?
I actually don't know how to read runes. I know the meanings of a couple of like the individual runes, and I've made like a resin set for some reason.
Nice.
I've never done anything with it.
Nice.
But tarot obviously is like that's like my thing. So I love the tarot because I just think it's, and I have so many decks too. I'm not one of those readers that has like one deck for 30 years and they won't let anyone touch it, because like I love the art of it, how like every artist has a different interpretation. So yeah, definitely tarot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cauldron or candle?
Probably candle. I'm a big candle
girl.
Candle magic is like my little bit of magic that I sneak into like every single day. Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can do so many wonderful things with candles.
Yeah, absolutely.
If your spirit guide had a voice, what would it sound like?
I feel like I'll try not to reference like the overthinking voice that's like, telling you that you're an idiot or the negative thoughts. But I feel like I hear my higher self more than guide. So it actually just sounds like my voice, if that makes sense.
With that wisdom of already been through.
Yeah, because I think we all have the higher self, and it's like that version of you that knows, just like every time you make a decision or every time you say something like, I'm not sure about this, there's a part of you that is like, you are sure, you do know the answer to that question. We're just afraid to like fully step into that sometimes.
Absolutely.
But,
Nice.
And do you have any pets? I do. I have a German Shepherd mixed dog named Neptune.
Neptune.
And 2 cats, one named Crookshanks after Harry Potter.
Nice.
Yep. And the other one's name is Theo, and I named her after a character in The Haunting of Hill House, if you've ever seen that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Now, do they rule the dog? Or?
Oh my God. Yeah. The female Theo, she doesn't really care for or about the dog. The other one is the male, and the dog is male. So I feel like they have alpha battles all the time. The dog has for 4.5 years been trying to play with the cats, and he just doesn't get it. Every once in a while they have these really sweet moments, but like he's always doing like this.
Yeah, the hopping.
And barking at them, and I'm like, and then he's getting hissed at. So
they're like, I'm not getting up.
They just think he's stupid. They don't understand him. I think they just look at him like, But
I've seen a few videos where they'll do the voiceover with the cats, and they'll look at that dog all big and stupid.
No, really, but they do. But they get along. There's no like actual fights, which is good.
Nice. Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. You don't want to scratch fest.
No. Sometimes I look around and I'm like, how did I end up with this many animals alone? But
So that was all the questions I have for you. And was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I think we covered a lot. So thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming out and joining us.
Of course. Absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm going to put a link on how to find you in the description. Do you want it to be your Instagram?
Yeah. Okay. My Instagram, and I just updated my website, which is www.verbenabykylie.com. So that has everything there too.
Okay. Yeah. So I will put a link on where to find her in the description with this video. And as always, like the video, subscribe to our channel, help us magically grow, and keep bringing all these awesome people over to talk about themselves and see where they're coming from, this magical past, all these wonderful stories. And then come check us out at Enchanted Dragonfly, a Metaphysical Shoppe at 99 Church Street, Whitinsville, Massachusetts. And we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. Blessed be.